This is Street Patrol UK. If you're one of the millions of people in the UK that own a dog, you know perfectly well it's down to you to pick up your precious pooch's poop. Yet still, some people think it's all right just to leave it where it is, for other people to step round or step in. And how many of us are frustrated thinking there's nothing we can do about it? Well, one man has got fed up with the dog poop in his neighbourhood and has come up with a novel way of fighting back. In the seaside holiday resort of Folkestone, dog fouling is getting out of hand. It has been claimed that this town has the biggest poop problem in Kent.
I think letting your dog foul without clearing up after it is probably one of the most antisocial things that the public can do.
I think it looks unsightly, it's smelly, it's just awful.
This is disgraceful. And people have got to be more responsible. If they're going to have the animals, then they've got to care for them in the proper way, and that's also picking up feces.
Folkestone does have an issue with dog fouling, and it's an issue that we are determined to tackle.
To combat the problem, the council has introduced patrols to deter fouling. But despite issuing fines and installing lots of poo bins, they seem to be losing the battle.
You do seem to see some new signs going up on lampposts and that, and you do see some specific dog poo boxes, if you like, with bags which they supply out on the box.
Problem is, if we simply clear up after them, it'll happen again the following day and the following day. We've actually got to stop the offenders, we've got to catch them, we've got to warn them, and if they persist, then we've got to issue fines.
It's impossible for them to police it themselves, so for most dog owners there's no deterrent.
But someone in Folkestone wants to change all that.
You see quite a lot of dog poo with flags, Union Jacks in them.
Recently, Folkestone residents have noticed the dog poos mysteriously sprouting flags.
We thought it was a notification for people walking, so they obviously don't stand in the poo.
Someone was waging a campaign to stop the dog poo perpetrators.
Slightly humorous, yeah. It could have been a different flag, but it happened to be a Union Jack one, which is, keeping up the British spirit.
But who was this mystery faeces fighter, flagging up poo on the pavements of Folkestone and posting pictures of them online?
I think that it's very antisocial, and I think most people would agree that it's antisocial.
For filmmaker Peter Black, his quirky campaign against dog fouling was launched in response to what he saw as the ineffectual measures put in place by the local authorities.
I came up with this idea because by putting flags in poos, you actually, instead of shouting about it, and you're kind of doing it in a positive, gentle way, which I thought was suitable and appropriate for me. And it allows me to make my point without having to shout at people and without having to complain to the council.
Peter doesn't blame the council for the problem. He just wants his humorous protest to get their attention.
You can't expect the council to leave people out there and spying on people with dogs and then fining them. It's very hard to find people who would do it. You very rarely see dog owners, leaving poo behind. Tell you what, guys, I can see something over there on the corner. Can you see that one?
To help him in his flagging campaign, Peter has enlisted the aid of two enthusiastic sidekicks, his children.
And they're very keen to help me. Now, when we go for walks and find dog poos, they're actually fighting over, who gets to flag it.
Every time the family go out, they carry their mini flags, which they bought online.
So I buy the flags, and you can get about 90 flags for about £3, including postage. I I've taken some photos of the poos that we've just been out flagging, and we're now going to upload them.
Peter seems to have struck a chord, especially since he's been promoting his campaign through an online group he's set up called Flag the Poop.
Hopefully in the next couple of hours someone's going to comment on that and say, oh yeah, that's good fun, and then maybe somebody else is going to take a photo with the poo and their child in there, and then there's a little conversation.
Flag the Poop, I first read about that in the local newspaper and thought, oh, that's a great idea. It sort of seemed to fit in with my own way of thinking about the dog fouling.
Some other people have bought their own flags and they're now out flagging poops with me.
So far, yeah, I've used them a couple of times to flag some poop and take photos and post them online.
It looks like there's a little army getting together.
Peter hopes others around the UK whose streets suffer from similar fouling may jump on board and turn Flag the Poop into a national campaign.
I think there might be a few people who think I'm a little bit bonkers. But, at the same time, they salute what I'm doing.
I think that Flag the Poop will raise awareness of everybody, and I think that, because there's so much dog fouling around, people tend to walk down the street, and unless they stand in it, they're oblivious to it. They don't see it. But if you walk down the street and you see half a dozen flags in the pathway, you're going to look at that and automatically think, oh, that's disgusting, that's terrible.
I think we should all have flags so we can highlight it all together.
I would like to see that in a generation's time it will be completely frowned upon and people will just grow up knowing that that is not what you do. For the time being, I will be very happy for more people to join my campaign. I don't think it's just an issue for this local area in Folkestone. I think it's a nationwide issue, and so why not take the campaign nationwide?
Who knows, Peter's novel idea might just catch on.